Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be talking about inventory systems and how important they are for your business. First, this is Finn. He decided he wanted to come up and say hi, so he's going to be with us for a little while. Anyway, so inventory systems. Being organized with your inventory is so important. It will just relieve your stress. You'll be able to find things faster, more efficiently. If you get a question asked or if you sell it and you need to ship it out, you can just put your hands on it and grab it. So it's really important to find a system that works for you. That is important. Try different things. When we first started doing this full time about 6 years ago, I did have totes. Whatever totes were on sale, like red ones and blue ones, all of those kinds. That's what I used. I used a tote system. Not a bad system. It worked for me. And I also put certain things together. Like I had all my plus size in one or two totes and all my tops in a tote and all my jeans in a tote. And that was okay. But I did find that especially with jeans, they tended to look a lot alike. And I was more stressed about grabbing the wrong one. So I do now separate all those things. They just go willy-nilly into wherever it can fit. So I don't separate them by category. But if that works for you, absolutely do it. That way you know, okay, I just sold a top. It's in this tote for sure. So I use a combination now of clear totes and filing cabinets. And they are all lettered. The totes are letters. They're letters except for my shoes. And the filing cabinets are all numbered. So filing cabinet number 1, drawer 3. I put those at the end of my listing so I know that that's where the item is. So it's right there in my face. That has been working for me. I like the tote system, but it's really frustrating because they're just sitting on my floor. It's frustrating when I need something in the bottom and I have to move 3 other totes to get at it. So I'm really thankful that we went to filing cabinets. Because now if something is in the bottom drawer, it's just a matter of pulling out the drawer. It's fantastic. And we had the room in the basement for it. So filing cabinets are much more durable than totes are. They hold more than a tote will. So I think I can get like 5 totes worth of stuff into one filing cabinet. So it does lessen sort of the space I take up, which I really like. I do separate my shoes and my home goods. They're in separate totes, so I know all my home goods, if it sells, it's here. All my shoes are in a shoe tote and they're numbered 1 to 6, so that's in the listing as well. Those are the only things I keep separate, keep together, the same category. And they don't go in the filing cabinets because I just find they're safer in the totes, even if I have to move that tote. If I'm constantly opening a drawer, I'm worried of breakage or just stuff banging against clothing or whatever. With my clothing, I do put it in a suffocation bag after I photograph and measure it in a whole bit. It goes into a suffocation bag and goes into inventory. I don't seal that bag, not when it's in inventory, just in case somebody asks a question or if I've missed a photograph or if one of my photographs ends up being blurry. I can easily go back in and grab that item and get the better photograph or answer the question for the person. I very seldom seal the bag when I send it out either. I just don't bother. It's protected in the bag. If I seal the bag, they have to rip the bag open. And I think that's just a waste of a bag. So I leave it open. They can reuse the bag if they want. Hopefully, a little bit better for the environment. We get our filing cabinets from thrift stores, from online auctions. I don't think we paid more than $10 for one filing cabinet. And they will last for years and years and years. Totes tend to get broken. At least in my house, because maybe I'm a bit rough with them. But totes and lids tend to get broken, so the filing cabinets do last longer. And the outlay, they're there. We could sell them if we ever decide not to do this business, and we have like 15 or 20 filing cabinets. We could sell them. Maybe, I don't know. But it's something that we really enjoy having. We thought that was a really good idea. And I store things on top of it as well. So it makes a really good base for things like that. With my individual items, I don't have a spreadsheet. I'm not that organized. I don't go to the thrift store, come home and put everything into an Excel sheet. I just don't do that. Used to do that. 100% used to do that because I needed to remember what I paid for something, when I listed it and all that kind of stuff. I know now, because I've been doing this for almost 6 years, I know in a really good estimate what I paid for something. And really that's all I need to deal with in a sense. I don't need to know the right down to the penny, and the government doesn't really need to know I paid $5 for this pair of jeans, sold it for $20, paid this much in fees. They need to know what I spent, what I earned, they need to know the bigger general numbers. At least that's what my accountant goes with. So I don't carry that individual, I don't make an individual Excel sheet for those things, because I've been doing it long enough. I don't need to remind myself what I paid for something. I have written down things I paid up for, or special items, things like that. I have put that into some sort of system where it's like, yeah, okay, remember that you bought this and you paid up for it, just so you don't undercut yourself. I also don't write on the bags in my inventory. Some people will have individual inventory codes on each individual item. That's fine. If you want to do that, if that makes you feel like you're even more organized, absolutely go ahead and do that. I don't do it mainly because I like to have a second look at the item. So for instance, if I sold a pair of jeans and I know that they're in filing cabinet 2, drawer 2, I can go in there, I can find the jeans, I have to double check the brand and double check the size just against the sale to make sure it's the right pair, to make sure that I'm not sending out the wrong item. And knock on wood, in the 6 years that I've done this, I have only sent out the wrong item once. And that was, if you've been around, you know this story. A year ago, 2 years ago, when somebody bought a pair of boots and I had another similar pair of boots, so I sent her one boot from each pair. So she ended up with, I forget the original, like a Cougar boot and a Timberland boot, whatever the brands were. So it was a mess to get it back, but we figured it out. That's the only time I've done that. Now I double check every time I package something up to make sure it's the right item. Now for you, if you want to put numbers on because you think that's your double check and that works, absolutely do that. I'm not here to tell you that my way is the best way. My way works for me. 100% it works for me. I like simple stuff. I want to keep it simple and just be easy breezy with it. I don't need all the extra whatevers. That's me. If you want to have an Excel sheet and do that, absolutely. It's a really good thing to do, especially when you're starting out. That way you get to know what brands are selling, what brands are costing you, how long they're selling, how long it takes to sell, and things like that. And it's really good practice, and it's not bad data to have. Absolutely not. So anyway, that is it. That is my inventory system. That's what I use. Paul's is very similar for eBay. Only eBay has the custom SKU. We use that for the eBay stuff. I also put into my listings or into the SKU that it's cross-listed onto Poshmark or onto eBay or onto Depop, depending on what it is. That's always there. We use the custom SKU on eBay. On Poshmark, very seldom do I use the private information. Like I said in my last video about tariffs, I used it for the HS code and for the country of origin, just because I think those kinds of things are just a little odd to see at the bottom. I think people could understand, because I scroll almost to the bottom of the description. I go down away from what is important to the buyer and just put down like CP13, which means cross-posted, it's in filing cabinet 1, drawer 3, and it works for me. So it's just easier that way. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope everybody stays organized and happy. Have a great weekend. There's not much going on here. It is Valentine's Day this weekend here in Ontario. It is a long weekend for Family Day on Monday. So there's no shipping with Canada Post on Monday, and that's okay. So everybody have a great weekend. I don't know what we're doing. We're not doing very much because, we're not big Valentine's people. Maybe we'll make a nice dinner or something. We'll see. Anyway, have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.